session of the third day of short-term training program on writing and publishing of quality research articles and ethics of research. I extend my sincere thanks to all the august dignitaries, resource persons, teachers, and the students for attending this short-term training program with your tremendous response. Ladies and gentlemen, today's session on choosing publishing platform for your research performance indicators of journals. I invite our eminent speaker, Dr. Akash Saxena, Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering, SKIT, MNG, Jaipur. Dr. Saxena received his PhD and master degree with honors in electrical engineering from Malviya National Institute of Technology, Jaipur in 2015 and 2008 respectively, and a Bachelor of Engineering degree with honors in electrical engineering from Engineering College, Kota in 2001. Dr. Akash is the proud recipient of the Chartered Management Institute Level 3 Diploma in Management, which represents a global benchmark for excellence. Also, he is a senior member of IEEE. Dr. Akash Saxena has been working as a professor in Electrical Engineering Department of SKIT, Jaipur, India since 2014 with almost 2 decades of teaching. As an academician, he has been associated with numerous institutions as a member, doctoral research committee, and member, board of studies. He has presented his research work at various platforms to showcase his findings to the fellow researchers and providing a pathway to the future researchers. His intellectual work has been published in leading journals in the form of short communication, letters, articles, research papers. A number of prestigious professional organizations have taken him on a board as an editor, reviewer, and advisor. Dr. Saxena has to his credit a number of accomplished and sponsored projects from the prestigious government organization. Dr. Saxena, who has been a passionate researcher, is currently immersed into extensive research in the areas of computational intelligence, application of artificial intelligence in the power system, and smart grid. He has published more than 70 quality research papers in international referred journals and conferences and supervised 1 PhD and 24 master thesis theses. To commence this most awaited session of the STTP, let me take the honor to invite Professor Dr. Akash Saxena to enlighten our virtual audience with his enriching words. Sir, please. Over to you, sir.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir, perfectly audible.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank organizer of this program, short-term training program, Professor Abhishek Gupta from our department. It is indeed an honor to speak with all fellow research scholars and teachers. And I will be speaking on a very important topic, which is how you can disseminate your research in various platforms. So we'll begin our today's session with a PPT, and I will shift from PPT to online data mining tools and to my whiteboard. So unlike your previous experience in various sessions, this will be more hands-on session. So I will be do some exercises also, and I will show you how you can actually choose the platform for correct decimation. Can you see my screen, Deeptina? Can you see this PPT? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, this is all about choosing a platform, publishing platform for your research and performance indicators of the journal. So let me brief a very little introduction of this. So we will begin with this. as a research scholar or as a research participant, I want that I need one SCI publication. What should I do? So many of you are having such questions like, I desperately need one SCI publication for completion of my PhD, my PG course, or maybe I'm an early career researcher, so I want it for my promotion, or maybe I want some good job from here. So that's why I require this need. I need this SCI publication, Science Citation Index publication, or maybe a publication in high impact factor journal. What should I do? And I really need to submit my work in this month. I need to publish my paper. I need to find a journal which can publish my work in within 5 hours. So with that, I can say that every researcher, or I'm not saying every researcher, every researcher is having a kind of optimization problem in it. So optimization, let me say, this is the optimization problem. What I want to do, there is an objective function. What I want to do, I want to reduce the publication time. So there is one objective. Reduce the time of publication. And another objective is I want to choose highest impact factor journal. That means the impact factor journal should be highest, or the H index of the journal should be highest. So this is the objective 1 and this is the objective 2. And let me tell you, my friend, both of these are conflicting objectives. That means if you want to reduce the time of publication, maybe the highest impact factor journal will not allow you to publish in a very short duration time unless it is open access, or unless it is having a very good reviewer and editorial team. But it is not in my case. I could not find any journal who is actually capable of the production of the article within a few hours, and it is having highest impact factor, and it is prestigious also. So these two are conflicting objectives, and they are conflicting with each other. So what we need to do, we need to establish a trade-off between these two conflicting objectives. Either we need to do a compromise with the time of publication, or if we are fulfilling one objective, then we have to do it with the impact factor. So if I talk about this optimization problem, if I talk about this, I want to publish my work in 5 hours in a top-notch journal, then what you say? I will say, are you serious? So I think you are not serious about the choosing the platform. So let me think how Akash used to think during his PhD days. So when I was doing PhD, so how I was thinking. So here, this is I'm quoting one example. So this example will show you how I used to choose my paper. So on your screen, there is a article, abstract of article is actually appearing, and it shows that, it shows certain, it is showing certain details of bibliographic details of the authors, as well as you can see the brief history of the paper manuscript. So when it was received in 12 December 2021, and it is revised 11 January 2022, and then it is accepted 18 January 2022 and published 21 February 2022. So if I just see that it is taking only 1 month time to get it reviewed and revised. So on 12th December, author dispatched this to General Depository. Then maybe within 15 to 20 days, they get the revision of the paper, and then 11th of January will be they submitted the revised version of this manuscript, and now it is accepted 18th January. So within 7 days it is accepted. So as a researcher, what I was thinking, okay, if this is the case and these are the dates, okay, I will choose this journal because it is fast. if I am choosing this general because of this particular paper, and I have some database where I accumulated 10 to 15 papers, and I'm showing the reviewing history of these generals, and I say that, okay, these papers are actually quite fast and this general is quite fast. So let me take this general as my publishing platform. So the relays are really deceptive. That means you can be deceived by these dates, and these reviewing history is also very deceptive. You maybe every paper is having its story. So there is a case study which I will show you. This paper I wrote. And I take this part where I actually submitted this paper in August 19, 2020. Then I again revised it in 5th of July 2021, and within 10 days it is accepted and it is available online within 10 days. So it looks very simple that this paper, it is a prestigious journal, and it takes only you can say 10 days, 10 to 15 days from receiving to acceptance and acceptance to production. But it was not the case. So the tough part for this paper is it was reviewed more than 7 times. It was reviewed by different reviewers. So revision 1, when it comes in, let me say in December, it says that no one is satisfied with my paper and my draft, and all of them are saying that this paper is not eligible for this particular journal. So it should be revised in some manner. There are some comments associated with it. Now then again I did some revision, and revision after revision 2, one reviewer is satisfied. After revision 3, 2 are satisfied. After revision 4, all 3 done. Then comes handling editor. So revision 5, handling editor told me that the language of this paper is not actually, it should be written by the native English speaker. So I feel that it can be more enhanced in terms of presentation and in terms of your hypothesis. It should be more clear and precise. Then again I did it. Then again handling editor made some comments, and then again it is reviewed, and then it is published. So if you see the dates or the reviewing history of any paper, and you are deciding that, okay, on the basis of this history I will present my work here, so my dear friend, you will be in trouble very soon, because if you choose a platform like this where your scope or your area is not matching with the general theme, maybe they will publish your paper for any reason. They will publish your paper, but in future you won't get any citation. So why you are doing research? We are doing research because we need citation. We want that our work should be read by many researchers, and there should be more progress in the research field in this particular direction. So what you want to do, you want to disseminate all the knowledge which you have gained during this research process. So if you are just selecting the general by seeing the reviewing history, which is a truth, where you see, okay, this journal is best because it is publishing fast. This journal is not good because it is taking longer time. But maybe if it is taking longer time and the publication house is good, maybe in longer run, you will be getting more citation and your work will be noticed. So while we do PhD, while we are doing PhD, most of the students think like this, that, okay, I want my publication in Fala journal, in SCI journal, and then I'm not very much interested in the citation. I'm not very much interested in who young researcher, whomsoever that is actually disseminated. I'm not very interested in it. But in order to gain my PhD or my PG, I want this paper to be published on any platform. And for choosing that platform, the reviewing history is the criteria. So this is wrong. Now, when I talk about reviewing, just a minute. I cannot change the slide. Yes, okay. Now, let me show you one very important part, which is how this reviewing process is actually conducted. So when I say reviewing process, when I talk about reviewing process, it starts from the author. Okay, so this is starting from the author because author is preparing a paper or manuscript. So मूलतः इसमें there are 2 points. There are 2 major methods by which we can write a paper. Okay, so one is you do all the simulations, accumulate all the results, and then you start writing paper. Start paper. You are having all the results, all the analysis with you, and now you are starting the paper. One is this way. This is a conventional way. Now, the second way is unconventional way. When I am just doing literature review, I am trying to explore many directions in the research and this particular field. Suppose I am designing a controller. So I'm reading all the literature related to it, all the literature pertaining to it, searching for the research gaps, searching for the area where I can give a small contribution in the field of controller design. What I will do, I will come across many papers, many literature, many hypothesis. I will be there and I will be experiencing many experiments with related to this controller design. So what I will do, I will start the paper. Now at this point of time, I don't have any claim to be made. So there is lack of claim, but I started paper. And during this paper, during this journey, I start with the introduction, simple introduction. My field is fixed. Now I will write research problems, and I will segregate those research problems. I will try to find this problem, and then finally it is finalized, and then simulation results are there. So what is happening to this? This is a part of the research process where I have started the paper. So here there can be 2 ways by which you can start the paper, you can write. First way is the conventional way. You all do all the simulation. Now you are satisfied with the result, and now you submit the paper. You start the paper, and it will take 1 or 2 months for completing this particular part. Other way is you start the paper and you continue to do the simulation, and this is my way. This is unconventional way to do. You start the paper, however there is no claim in the paper, there you are not having any results, but you start the paper. You write some good introduction, literature review, write some problem definition, and you just identify where the area is going, and likewise you side by side you carry out the simulation also. So one day when your simulation is completed, half of your paper is completed. Now let me show you what actually happens with the paper when you are submitting to a journal. When you submit a paper, it is submitted through a online system. So this is an online editing system where you have to submit your paper, and there may be a paper, maybe some PDF format or in Word format you have to provide them. Then there will be some cover letter or maybe some other requirements like conflict of interest statement or maybe acknowledgement of funding resources. All these are general specific and not very that these requirements vary from general to general. So some generals like IEEE transaction or elsewhere, they require only PDF or and cover letter. And in some journals, cover letters are not important. In some journals, they require highlights of the research. In some journal, they ask for credit author statement (CAS), where they will show where you can show what part you have done. So when it is basic requirements are met, then you submit a paper to the electronic system. Then it is basic requirement. So basic requirement of paper is nothing but first requirement is flag. So if your paper is between 7 to 15% of plagiarism, it is okay. So it will qualify the basic requirement if you are formatting as per the general requirement, if you are providing the correct document, if you are providing all the things like reference list, your figures and tables all are aligned and as per the general requirement, the basic requirement is met, and then it is go to the reviewers. Then editor will assign some reviewers and they will review. If it is not met, it is going to this and it will be rejected. So this part, basic requirement is quite necessary for the general. So basic requirement, you need to understand, you need to read author's guideline. So every general is having this section, author guidelines. So you read this author guidelines, these author guidelines, and you prepare your manuscript according to that. If you are not doing that, it will be directly rejected. Now, what is happening? You assign, they assign some reviewers, maybe 3 reviewers are there. So this is reviewer 1, this is reviewer 2, and this is reviewer 3. Let's see. This reviewer 1, this is, let us make a truth table. Okay. So editor is asking about the claim or novelty. So novelty, it says yes. Reviewer 1 say yes. It says no, it is an old work. Clarity, it say okay. It says no, it says no. Then it says whether the citation or literature review is perfect. It says yes, it says no, it says no. Then it says figures, tables, and language. It says yes, it says no, it says no. That means this is my colleague. This reviewer 1 is my colleague, or maybe he knows me that my paper is, this is my paper. And these two are some aliens. And this one is very typical. Third one. Now, editor is here. He will take all the reports. All the reports are here. He will make the judgment. Okay, 2 of them are saying that it is not, neither it is having novelty, neither it is having the clarity, neither it is having good literature review, neither it is having explanatory figures, tables, and the documents. Then what I will do, I will reject it. Okay, so it is rejected. Now what happened to this? It is rejected. Now you can submit your paper to anywhere else. Now just see what happens when these 2 reviewers are changing. Let us take an example. Both, it says yes, 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 it says no. Now here in this case, editor will give you a chance to revise it. That means it is giving you a chance to revise it. So it will give you comments, it will provide you comments, and it will provide the comment to the authors. Okay, these are some flaws in the manuscript, and you may have some observations on it, and what are your reply to these. So you revise the paper, submit it again, and then basic requirement. Again, this loop will be followed. So this is this flow chart is available on maybe you can see on the Elsewhere site also, but this is how the paper goes. Now I will show you some replies. So addressing reviewer comments. So the first comment, you may be finding it very interesting. When reviewer says the method, device, paradigm the authors propose is clearly wrong. Okay, I spent almost 2 years for writing a paper out of my PhD coursework and out of my PhD domain, and a reviewer is saying that the method, device, paradigm the author proposed is clearly wrong. I don't care about reviewer. I don't care about editor, but I care about my supervisor who is also reading this. He will say, okay, what you have written, see, the reviewers are getting these comments. So I doubt on your research that you are doing nothing in labs, what you are doing. So if I respond this query like this, yes, we know, we thought we could still get a paper out of it. So I'm a PhD student. I just for a fun, I sent this paper and I thought that you will not be so much cautious about the content of this paper. And I thought that we can have a paper on it. but I'm trapped because you have catched my attention that the method device paradigms which are proposed by the author is not clearly mentioned or it is wrong. Now see the second comment. The authors failed to reference work of Smith et al., who solved the same problem 20 years ago. So you know this reviewer is Smith, and he is reading your paper because he is the known scientist in this domain which you are writing. So this paper gone to the Smith, and now Smith is commenting on your paper. Now, how you can reply, how you can respond? A PhD student or a researcher can respond like this. We did not think anybody had read that. Smith paper, Smith research was old enough, and it was not providing good solution. So our solution is better than his solution. That's why we did not cite. Is this the way to write the comment for any reviewer? Now, third comment you see, this paper is poorly, this paper is poorly written and scientifically unsound. I don't recommend it for publication. Then I write, oh, you reviewer, I know who you are. Next time when it is my turn to review, I will see you. I will take revenge because you are also doing same research in this field, and I will take revenge when your paper come to me. I will see how you can get it published. Is it the way to respond? No, it is not the way to respond it. Now, when I say correct response, you just see this response. The reviewer raises an interesting concern. However, as the focus of this work is exploratory in nature and not performance based, so the validation was not found in this. That's why it is mistaken by the reviewer, or it is further put for your consideration that it is having theoretical aspects, and the critical importance to the contribution of the paper is mentioned, but it is not validated through the experiments. This is also a way to respond. Now, in case of second, the reviewer raises an interesting concern. That means in first language, in first two lines, you have to praise the reviewer, because let me take you one example. You just see this reviewer. Professor. Okay. So this professor is a reviewer of, let me say, very top-notch journal, and there is a manuscript coming to his inbox. Okay, this is manuscript. Now this professor is having a list. First, he has to prepare a proposal for lab, check PhD thesis of his student, check MTech thesis, classes, इनको घर पे जाके सब्जी भी लानी है, and then last is this manuscript. So this is the hierarchy he will follow. He will first do the proposal for the lab. Then after finishing this proposal, he will check the PhD thesis. He will check the MTech thesis. Then he will go to the classes. Then he will do some homework, family work, and then comes your manuscript. But what you want, this should be at top priority. So what is happening in this day? He's doing such works, and this your manuscript deadline is here. And if you are having such kind of responses in the manuscript, not clarity of thoughts, not good figures, not good tables, not properly drafted, and such responses are there, then it will be rejected. It is very easy to reject any manuscript. Find some faults and reject it. It is poorly written. It is not written properly. The formatting of the tables are not correct. The novelty is missing. It is very common. So what you need to do, you need to write it in such a way that it should be, it's in a very small time, it can catch the attention. The issue raised in your manuscript or the hypothesis solved in your manuscript, catch the eye of the reviewer. Okay, this is a good work. If I got some time from my household work or my busy schedule, I would like to read this and I would like to forward it to my students. Okay, you can follow this research. And I want that this research should be published because it will help the research community. Uh, Now, let us talk about some important indicators. So one general indicator is scientific general rating. So when I talk about any general like J, so it comes into 3 or 4 quartiles. So there are 2 quartiles, Q1, Q2, Q3, and there is one more, Q4. So when I say general is actually in coming in Q1 quartile, that means it is a top general, highly reputed general, because a quartile, if you see, this is a box plot and there is a mean. So this part which is upper than mean is quartile. So many of the general which is lower than this, then we say that these are not properly cited, or maybe the citation counts are not big as this Q1 general. So this is Q1, Q2 and Q4. So if I say that the median of the citation, if I take the median of the citation, so this Q1, Q2 will be higher than this median, this Q3 and Q4 will be lower than this median. That means the publication, if you are targeting the publication Q3 and Q4 general, you will be not getting many citation, and the publication house or maybe the general current state is not such that it is cited by a highly renowned researcher or highly renowned generals in for your particular domain at your particular domain, and it won't be cited many times. So it is an important indicator. And the next indicator is impact factor, which is actually very famous, and you also check impact factor. It is nothing but a measure of the frequency with which the average article in a journal has been cited in a particular year. So it is used to measure the importance of rank of a journal. So इसी के साथ I would like to also calculate the H index of the author. That means how you calculate the H index of the author. Suppose there is a author, and it is he has written maybe 5 papers, and out of these 5 papers, 3 papers are cited more than 3 times. So the H index of this particular author will be equal to 3. Like this, you can calculate the author H index. So this is all about scientific general ranking and the impact factor and segregation of the generals into different quadrants. So I will tell you, when I will demonstrate, I will tell you that how you can get this information when artificial intelligence, it will the a weighted combination of the citation in the in for that particular paper to the total number of the subject in the field. The impact of single citation is given higher value in subject area where citations are less likely, and vice versa also. So unlike the well-known general, impact factor SNIP corrects for differences in citation practice between scientific fields, thereby allowing for more accurate between field comparison. So let me showcase this thing to you. Suppose I am having 5 collaborators. And there is one student who did all the work, and rest 4 are there for just project management, finance, and they are checking the manuscript like this. So who will be the most benefited in this case? So the first author or the corresponding author will be benefited most in the case, because the impact factor of the author is actually a explicit relationship between the corresponding author, how many times he is corresponding author, and how many times he is the main author. So this is how we calculate the impact factor for the author. Now, there are 4 indicators, important indicators: the number of publication of a source in the past 3 years. So if you are an author and if you are indicating, if you are conducting research in a particular direction, so it is a number of publication of a source, maybe author or maybe general. In past 3 years in this particular domain, he has published 48 papers. So okay, this is a quite good number, 48 papers in last 3 years. Now, we also calculate impact per publication. It is calculated as the number of citation given in the present year to publication in the past 3 years divided by the total number of publication in the past 3 years. So suppose I am working in the artificial intelligence and machine learning, and I have published maybe 15 papers. So in that particular journal, in that field, how many publications are there? So there will be a ratio of this, and this will be the impact per publication can be calculated for that particular journal, and as for and for particular author also we can calculate. So impact factor and all these are actually there are ongoing discussions on various platforms how to calculate impact factors. There are some ambiguity also associated with, because some journals are actually forcing authors to cite the papers of their own journal. So this is how this indicator is manipulated. But recently, Stanford University and elsewhere has decided to calculate this formula with the help of certain numerical indicator, how many publication is published with first author, how many publication is published with the contributing author, how many publication is published with as a corresponding author. So all these things can be actually calculated, and the formula can be advised for this. Now, again, SNIP is an important indicator because it is calculated as the number of citation given in the present year to the publication in the past 3 years. And it is divided by the total number of publications in past 3 years. So also it is a very important indicator, and then I will show you how to mine the data and how to do the data mining exercise while choosing the publishing platform. Also, it is also very important that percentage of self-citation of a source should be eliminated, and it should be eliminated in order to calculate the percentage of all citation given in the present year to publication in the past year that originate from the source itself. Suppose I am publishing in Applied Soft Computing Journal and I am citing 15 papers out of 55 references in the Applied Soft Computing, then it is actually it is not counted in the percentage of the self-cite. So all these formula remove this self-citation percentages, and it will provide the impact factor excluding the self-citation. It is also very important to promote your research and maximum impact of your particular article. So when we saw before that volume of research article is growing at an accelerated pace. So this slide I have taken from the elsewhere. So for most researchers, it is a real challenge to keep up with the literature. Make sure your research gets the attention it deserves. Ensure it does not fall through the cracks. So what you need to do, 3 things you will do. First thing, you choose and you try to write a very attractive abstract, highlights and conclusion. All these 3 things will be read first. So if I suppose I want to do image segmentation, what I will do, I will read the abstract before reading whole paper. I will read the abstract and the conclusion. Okay, this particular paper is proposing an optimization algorithm which is having an application of OTSO method using Cuckoo search method or using Cuckoo search optimization to segment the image of COVID lung detection. So this is how they are doing research. My area is same, then I will read it. So first I will get the attention from that article through the highlights, through the graphical abstract, and through the abstract and the conclusion. If these 3-4 things are well written and there are some catchy images in the or catchy analysis in the paper, automatically it will be cited and it will be replicated or multiplied many times in work. So make sure that your research gets the attention. That means you have to intelligently do all these things, intelligently written abstract, intelligently written highlights, and you always think about search engine optimization. So let me go for this. Now spend time more on making your paper. It should be clear and concise. This we have covered. You should share your research data like codes, your experimental findings. That means experimental finding maybe don't apply opposition in Gray Wolf algorithm. It won't improve. And my argument is based on this research data. I have conducted several experiments, but I could not improve this algorithm, and this particular opposition theory is not applicable in this particular algorithm. And I can write a paper on this. Okay. Here I'm not claiming anything. I have not made a rocket. I'm not doing any rocket science. But what I'm sharing with you, that this particular theory, which is applicable to many algorithm, but in this particular algorithm, don't apply this because I have conducted thousands of experiments and I won't be able to improve the performance of this algorithm. So this particular theory cannot be applied in this algorithm. And my reasons why I'm saying this hypothesis is based on these research experiments. This paper will be cited more than that paper where I am applying a opposition theory in Gray Wolf, and I prove that this particular theory is actually going good in this, but this will catch the attention. So many research people will not apply opposition in Gray Wolf due to this part. This is an example. I'm not saying that opposition theory is not working in Gray Wolf because I have just taken an example. I have applied this and it is working. I'm not saying, but it can be a potential paper. So use easy understandable charts and professional illustration. So suppose let me draw one table. So this is X and Y. This is 10, this is 12, this is 13, and this is 14. And you are making, and you are saying table 1. So I'm writing in the text, this table 1 shows the experimental detail between the volume and the height of the cone. And we observe that it depends upon temperature or meteorological condition. It is varying. If you present this data in the table, it won't work. You can write it, simply write it, because the data is very low. But if you wish to show the data, this is X1 and this is Xn and here Xm, and there are M parameters and there are large number of data which cannot be represented in the text. You should use the table. That means clearly understandable charts and the professional. So this is not professional, this is professional illustration. Use clear and correct manuscript language. So language is very important. If you are taking some language services, it is very good. But if you are not taking any language services, then every author, every team member should read the language and you make it correct, because your literature will not be read in India, where the language barrier is, and I can anticipate what you are talking, what you are communicating. It will be read and maybe in America, in Europe, in the laboratories of Germany. So the language should be correct and it should be clear, and the hypothesis which you are proposing should be very, very, very concise and crisp. Now, there is an important term related to search engine optimization of the article, which I have already told you. Strong keywords should be there in title, headings, captions, linking your paper with other content on the web. So let us have some data mining experience. I will stop sharing over here, and now I will share my content. Just a minute. Can you see my screen? Yes. Can you
Yes,
see
sir.
my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me see. I want to search for a coronavirus related research. And this coronavirus research is conducted coronavirus forecasting, and it is conducted with gray model. That means limited data points. So if I put this, now the Google is actually responding the first part, which is coming out a paper which is written by me. So why it is coming in the first place of in the Google in the search engine? Because the reason is you just see the keywords over here. If you see the keywords, it is corona, gray forecasting model, optimization, mean absolute percentage error, MAPA. That means I have chosen my keywords in such a manner that anyone who wish to work in the field of forecasting, coronavirus, and gray models, automatically this paper will be appearing in the research. So if you see some catchy diagrams, you just see this. If you are not able to read the paper, you just see these diagrams. It is very catchy. There is some codes are there. There are some methods which are explanatory, which are self-explanatory exhibited here. Now, again, I will do search engine optimization. Okay, I don't want to do this, but I want to do some research in cross search algorithm. Cross search algorithm, and I want to do some harmonic estimation. Okay, so if I hit it, there is another paper which is having cross search algorithm and harmonic estimation. So when I click it, you just see it is again a paper, elsewhere paper, and you can see over here the keywords are harmonic estimation, cross search algorithm, and power quality issues. So this is how, when a PhD student or a new researcher he wishes to do some research in the field of power quality, or maybe in case of some optimization algorithm, and he paste it to Google, he type it to the Google, and the Google will return this results. So if I have not written the cross search algorithm over here, if I have not written the harmonic estimation of power quality issues there, then there will be a lot of papers. So let me take example of this. I will eliminate cross search algorithm from here, and harmonic estimation, power quality issues, and optimization. I could not find my paper. I could not find appropriate paper. So whatever you are asking to the search engine optimization, you provide that information in your paper so that it can be easily readable. Now we'll do one simple exercise which is known as how to choose, which is help you how to choose a general article. So my screen is visible to all. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is a facility which is provided by the general, which is known as General Finder. So I will use this facility for you, and I will demonstrate how we can choose general. So suppose let me take any article. So let me my MTech student is sitting with me, so I will take his her article. So automatic generation control by using slime mold optimization algorithm. ये पेपर हमने लिखा नहीं है, ये हम लिखना चाहते हैं अभी, और आप ये एज्यूम कीजिए कि आई हैव रिटन दिस पेपर एंड आई एम हैविंग एक्सट्रैक्ट ऑफ इट. अब मुझे आई नीड टू चूज द पब्लिकेशन, कहाँ से मेरे को उसको चूज करना है. ठीक है, नाउ आई विल राइट सम एब्स्ट्रैक्ट. दिस पेपर प्रेजेंट्स an application of slime mold algorithm for designing PID controllers for two-area network, and like this. So some analysis is presented and compared algorithms show the effectiveness of optimizing the error. ये मैंने एक छोटा सा abstract लिख दिया. Now come to keywords. Keywords is like optimization. जब मैं ऐसे लिखता हूं optimization, कोई वर्ड नहीं आया. Optimization algorithm. एक कीवर्ड ये आ गया हमारे पास, optimization algorithm. Now power, दूसरा मैं लिखता हूं power system. Okay, power system dynamics भी आ गया इसमें. Okay, power system dynamics. Automatic generation control. This is also coming in it. So bingo, I am having title, I am having abstract, I am having keywords. Now what I have to do, I have to select the field of research. Okay, so agriculture and biological science, no. Biochemistry, no. Environmental science, no. Neuroscience, no. Pharmacology, no. Toxicology, no. Chemical engineering, no. Chemistry, no. Computer science, okay. Computer science I can write. Energy I can write. And engineering also I can write. So let me write this engineering. Since I'm using mathematics or optimization problem, I can also write some mathematical part also. Okay, then I can write energy part also. So this energy part I also take. I'm done with all the things. It requires paper title, it requires abstract, it requires keywords, it requires field of research. So I have identified 3 field of research. One is engineering, second one is mathematics, and third one is energy. Now I find the general. When you do this, you are having many options like this. General that offer gold open access option. So if I am having funding, that then I can pay the IPC, article processing charge. But if I am not having any funding, what I will do, I will keep this off. So when I off this option, then what happens? Some generals are actually eliminated. Those are having gold open access. But let me take it and just see. If you see the first general, which is engineering, science and technology and international journal. Now here it is showing the text match score. So based on my written abstract, it is matching the text. Okay, so in this particular journal, there are some papers which are related to automatic generation control. It is having site score 9.0. It is having impact factor 4.3, and the acceptance rate is very low, 3%. Time to first decision is 3 weeks, and time to publication is 22 weeks. So if you are having 22 weeks, then you can choose this journal. Now, but मुझे मेरी PhD बहुत जल्दी सबमिट करनी है, तो मुझे क्या करना है, जल्दी फास्ट जनरल चाहिए. Then I will do this. I will click on this option. So general name, site score, acceptance rate. I also want that the acceptance rate of the general should be higher. Time to first decision, time to publication should be very low. So if I click on this, then this list is already modified. So you just see time of publication, time to publication is 2 weeks, which is high in this non-linear analysis hybrid journal, but the text match score is low. That means it is a possibility. It is possible that if I go with this particular journal, then the text match score is very low, and maybe this paper, if it is not properly written, comes as a out of scope. So this will not work. So second, I can write for operation research 2 weeks, progress in nuclear energy 2 weeks, then engineering applications of artificial intelligence 3 weeks. So what it will do, it will accumulate all the suggestions in ascending order of the time of publication, where the first option is you can say which is having optimal time of publication. But I want that I should publish in high impact factor journal. That means I want to publish this in a very high impact factor journal. So you can go to Journal of Industrial Information Integration, which is having high impact factor 10.063. Acceptance rate 17%, time to first decision and time to publication is 12 and 8 weeks. Now applied energy also you can take, where the impact factor is 9.746. Now again sustainable and society 7.5. Then swarm and evolutionary computation 7.1, then 6.9, then 6.79, then 6.5, then 6.2, like this. Suppose I don't want to see the general impact factor. What I want that this paper should be accepted. So I will take the general which is having highest acceptance rate. So I click on the acceptance rate. Highest acceptance rate in the nuclear energy is 57%. So all the research which is related to the nuclear energy, there will be a higher chances, more than 50% chances that it can be published in this particular journal. Ocean engineering 46%. Now it is chronology. It is monotonically decreasing acceptance rate. It is appearing in monotonically decreasing. That means the first result is highest acceptance rate, and the last result is actually having lowest acceptance rate. Like this, you just see this general 25%. So this way you can establish a trade-off. Okay, and you can use this site because it is a user-friendly site. When you just shrink this particular area that I want first decision within 3 weeks. So there will be 3 journals. One is International Journal of Electronics and Communications, Finite Element Analysis and Design, and Computational Material Science. So if I just up to 3 weeks, if I make it further up to 5 weeks, the list is updated. So it is chemical engineering process, precision engineering, and likewise I can easily modulate all these. If you wish to have some check on site scores, that up to 4 site score, then it will apply both of this criteria and this criteria, and these 2 criterias are also there. So I will make subscription general. Then what will be happening? This one journal is coming, performance evaluation. If I do this, then there will be also one journal. Then you have to modulate this. So this is how you can actually do the search engine optimization for general. Now I will show you some of very important literature which I have made, which is, you just see this reply letter. It is very important. Whenever I am showing my research result. Can you see this reply letter? Response to the reviewer comments like this. Can you see this PDF?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Now, what happens when you draft a cover letter, when you draft a reply letter, this first part is about thanks. Thanks for providing us the opportunity to review. And I will thank editor, I will thank reviewer. This is an important indicator, and this is an important document which is actually not visible in many cases, but it is hidden. It is in the system. And it is only with editor and reviewer and author. So how you deal with this reply, I will show you. See this comments of reviewer 1. There are some comments. I have written language in blue. So this is how I writing. So this author is writing in blue and the comment is in black. So what I do, for this particular comment, I have written this. I have made this table and I have cited this. Now Now this is also further. I have he has told me to write some do some analysis. Then I did some analysis. I have pasted the result over here. Results are going on. Results are going on. Okay. Results are going on. Then there are some analysis. Graphical analysis are there. There is some flow chart which I made. And then at the end, what you will write? Okay, at the end you have to write that for writing this particular review, I have used following references. So this is for reviewer 2, and like this is for reviewer 3, and there is a long reply of 31 pages. So this is how, again, author appreciate all of your insightful comment. I worked very hard to be responsive to them, and it was a learning experience for me. Thank you for taking the time and energy to help author to improve the paper. Following reference of the manuscript author has used to write this reply. So for writing this reply of 31 pages, I uses these reference. So this is not a part of paper. It is a part of reply. That means it will serve two purposes. First it will, since reviewer is very busy, this reply letter, professionally written reply letter, will establish a fact. Okay, this is a professional author and it is very serious about publication. It will, because it is typed in LaTeX, typed in maybe any formatting in perfect formatting, and he has given proper response to all the comments. That means scientific comment is quite good and he's very serious. And these changes which he has made in this particular part, he has shown the same thing in the paper also. So this is how the things are going. So with this, I will share you a very important information. All these information you can have from Elsevier Publishing Campus. You can go through this site, and if you want to have this PPT, you want to check this PPT, you can go to this publication site. This is WordPress of mine. So I would like to thank all of you for patience listening, and I welcome now the questions. If you are having any questions regarding to publishing, you can ask it. So I should stop sharing, Imran sir?
Sir, as you wish.
Okay. If you are having any questions, you can ask.
Sir, it was a nice session, sir. Lokesh Kumar sir, बोल रहे nice session, sir. Deepti, please.
Sir, this was yet another day of insightful STDP. I would maintain that thanks the highest from the thought, and the gratitude is happiness doubled by the murder. With these words, I, on behalf of my fellow coordinators and members of organization team, would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our eminent speaker, Dr. Akash Saxena. Thank you, sir. Sir, your thought-provoking talks have certainly guided the young engineers to groom themselves. Please accept our heartfelt thanks. I also thanks to our participants for being attentive during this session. At the end, once again, I, on the behalf of organizing committee, thank one and all present here to grace this event. Now, may I request all the dignitaries in our panel to kindly put their cameras on for a memorable group photograph.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.